Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunattu Sahavidyam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Bhadram Karne Vishnuyama Devaha Bhadram Pashe Makshabhiryajatraha Sthirairangai Stushtvagum Sastanubihi Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swastina Indra Vruddhashravah Swastina Pusha Vishwamedha Swastina Starksho Arishtanemihi Swastina Bruhaspatir Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vansharshibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhya Sarvo Paplavarahitah Pragnana Ghana Pratyagartho Brahmaivahamasmi Brahmaivahamasmi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krito Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitayena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om. Divyo Hyamurtah Purushaha Divyo Hyamurtah Purushaha Sabhahyabhyantaro Hyajaha Sabhahyabhyantaro Hyajaha Aprano Hyamana Shubhraha Aprano Hyamana Shubhraha Yaksharat Paratah Paraha Yaksharat Paratah Paraha Divyo Hyamurtah Purushaha Sabhahyabhyantaro Hyajaha Divyo Hyamurtah Purushaha Sabhahyabhyantaro Hyajaha Aprano Hyamana Shubhraha Yaksharat Paratah Paraha Aprano Hyamana Shubhraha Yaksharat Paratah Paraha. Human life is lived cognitively. Bhagavan has gifted us the buddhi, which is equal to all. Some chooses it not to use, that's all. Not to exploit, not to bring out the potential. But each one of us human being lives the life cognitively. When I say cognitive means one's understanding about oneself, one's understanding about the world. When I say world, it includes everything. Understanding about the relationship, understanding about the objects, money onwards, clothes, house, everything. And one's understanding about the Ishvara, and one's understanding about one's life, it decides our course of life, our transition. Just one example. If you look upon this particular existence as the end in itself, the approach to the life is different. But if you see the fact that each one of us is a traveler, and this particular existence is just a comma, not a full stop. I have been traveling, existing from beginningless of time, and this has been caused by certain karmas. Then whole attitude, whole approach, whole way of living is different. Whether one studies Shastra or not, each one has this in mind. That is what you can say. You can use the word priorities. You can say one's own values. Value for money, value for power, value for position, value for relationship. It decides. Even looking upon the marriage. For us, marriage life or marriage is not an end in itself. It's a means. Even the body is a means. Sharira madhyam khalu dharmasar. It's a means for dharma. Dharma itself is a means, not an end in itself for moksha. Marriage is also a means. Therefore, there is a word saha dharmachari, saha dharmacharini. How I look upon. What is my understanding about it? That decides life. And there is proper way or proper understanding. There is improper understanding and there is a wrong understanding also. The whole teaching of Gita is to make you see that what you think or what is your understanding about certain things is improper and often wrong. Often just opposite to what the truth is. And that is Maya. Maya is not simply running after women or some objects. Improper thinking, improper conclusions. You can say some notions, some prejudices, some ideas. And on the top of it, as this icing the cake, stubbornness not to change. I am Mr. Right always. I am Miss Right always. People don't say that. But fact that they are not open to listening, that itself means you think this is useless. I know what it is. That's the problem. I know what it is. In fact, that is a human problem right from childhood. 3-year-old baby also refuses to listen to mother. No, I will do it myself. And a typical teenage boy or a girl also doesn't want to be commanded, doesn't want to be advised, doesn't want to be told anything. No, I know what I'm. Don't tell. This is confounded Maya. Not simple Maya, but confounded Maya. This is thick layer of Maya. You have to just pray for that person, that may the person be open to listen. And having heard, you need another grace. May have certain subtlety of mind, certain cognitive abilities to understand what is being taught. and intellectual honesty to change. That's called ego, which doesn't let you change. That's ego, which doesn't let you understand and surrender to think. And these mantras are talking about it. Here also you have to, as I said, each one lives a cognitive life. Even an Adivasi, Aborigine in Africa, Brazilian forest, rainforest people, those who have not seen the light of the modern technology, even electricity, they have not seen. Those guys also have certain understanding how they should comb the hair, how they should dress up. They have some bamboos and all, that's their makeup, cosmetics. What should be their relationship with the society in which they live and with the opposite sex in terms of married life? They have their own conclusions. Accordingly, they live. And if a tall fellow changes, like a typical Indian, wanting to go to US, that is his understanding. You live a cognitive life. And as I say, more often than not, it is improper. It is just opposite to what the truth is. And Shastra study dismantles the facade, the citadel that of notions that we have created in our own mind. It is to be dismantled and to see what is the fact. Having studied also, one need to see this thing about the Shastra. Please understand, this sentence, when we say everything is Brahman, everything is consciousness, Pragnanam Brahma, Sarvam Khaluidam Brahma, you need to understand these vakyas very properly. They say the world is mithya. You have to understand it. What does the word mithya mean? Please understand, there are two types of realities that is accepted. One reality that is beyond time, beyond any limitations of time, space, and objectivity. Therefore, that reality, we call it Param Brahma. Word Param means limitless, and Brahmans mean big, means infinity, limitless infinity. That is what is one reality. The second reality is that which is within time, which is constantly changing. We accept this. There are two orders of reality. What we call it as Paramarthika Satyam, and another one is Vyavharika Satyam. That Vyavharika Satyam, which is within time, means constantly undergoing change. It modifies, it changes. That which is changeless. I am not saying there are two realities. I am saying there are two orders of reality. And that which is constantly changing, he has an objective reality. And that which is not changing has absolute reality. Vyavharika Satyam. Caused by what? When you say reality is one, how can there be two orders of reality? Yes, that is where the Maya steps in. That is where you have to accept the Maya. Maya is that factor which is responsible or which causes two orders of reality. The same, there is only one reality, namely Brahman, because of which or from which this another order of reality, Vyavharik Satyam, has come about, which is just in opposite to what the nature of Brahman is. That which is beyond time, everything is within time. That which is limitless, everything is being limited. That which is unconditioned by space, that here everything is conditioned by space. When such a thing is caused by something, when the cause and effect are totally opposite, it can only happen through Maya. And that Maya, we give this second reality an ontological word that is called Mithya. Please understand, I will repeat the sentence. Second order of reality is given an ontological word called Mithya. That's a very peculiar thing. Exactly like my dream, I have to accept two orders of reality, even with reference to that jiva, that individual. I have these sukha dukkha's of Jagratam, and also I have had dukkha's and sukhas of Swapna, Prapancha. You cannot say it is mithya, that means it is not there. No, I did feel it. There was bhayam. Suppose we happen to see some horrifying dream, and that hangover of bhaya continues. Fellow wakes up and looks around, bhaya is there. No. This fellow said, the fellow just woke up from the sleep and frightened and shouted, "Bacha, chhod de, batao, bachao, leave me, save. And suddenly woke up. His wife said, "What happened?" Well, Dakini, a female ghost was behind me. She says, "Shut up, I am here. Nobody can come." I'm here. She said, "Don't worry, I'm here. Nothing will happen to you." That reality is there. There was an experience. Nothing is there. In a way, that in that order of reality, in the waking order of reality, there is no ghost. Keep aside, jokes apart. There is a very loving spouse. And there is a family. There is no ghost. But that experience caused by some ghost, an experience of a ghost and experience caused dukkham is there. And it is felt even while in that reality, and even thereafter some hangover some people have. Those who are too much of timid and too much of bhayam, they carry the dream for weeks together. Oh, it may happen to me, it may happen to me. And they daydream also. Some people, some good thing that they have won a jackpot or some lottery. No, I'm going to win a lottery. It doesn't do anything. That's their problem. Coming back to that second order of reality, of dukkha, of experience, an object of experience, and I, the experiencer, is caused by what? By my Maya, my typical power. Ekas bahusyam, the one as though becomes many. Then I continue to remain non-dual. In spite of being non-dual, there is some duality. In spite of my being in my bedroom with AC on, I happen to see myself in a desert. That is caused by a peculiar creative power that we call, this is an example. Same thing happens in this creation. Ishvara, when it Shruti says, Isha Vasamidam Sarvam. Everything is Ishvara, Akila Brahmandama, Ekatu Sri Hari. If it is one, then where is this Brahmand and all? That is, in spite of being non-dual, it has a peculiar power, creative power. The right word for it is Prakruti. Maya is not a word. The word is Prakruti. Prakarshena Kruti Yogyatvat, which is capable of creating. Beautiful. Don't use the word illusion and delusions. It is Maya. creates. This creative power has a very peculiar relationship with the Vastu Brahman, like that power to create a dream has a very peculiar relationship with me. It is not a second reality, it's a second order of reality. Reality is I, the waker. Its second order is dream. That second order of reality is caused by my creative power. Where is it? It is with me as well as without me. If it is always with me, during daytime also I should see certain dreams. Some people do see, but they are meant for Jamnagar and Kareli Bags. There is a special place for them. Certain hospitals are there, and they have to be dumped over there. That's not what I am talking about. Second order, I am not saying there are two realities. Two order of one reality. That is caused by this power, which is with me and it is not with me, which is there and which is not there. Very peculiar relationship. But one thing is for sure, that creative power doesn't have existence when it is apart from me. Therefore, that which exists in a borrowed existence, the ontological word for that reality, that order of reality is mithya. I have told time and again, mithya is not an object. We don't say object is mithya. A thing which cannot exist without some other existence, its reality of that order of existence is called mithya, which is purely ontological word. But that is also there. Like my capacity to dream is there with me in waking also, but in a causal form. It manifests only when I dream the word. It manifests only when I sleep. It is there in a causal form. It is not that after waking up it is destroyed for good. It is unmanifest, causal form. Therefore, the word aksharam, this mantra has this word. The aksharam, or that aprano hyamana shubhraha shaksharat parataf param. The word aksharam, imperishable, is used in Shastra for both that order of reality which is beyond time and that order of reality which is within time, that which keeps on modifying, is also called akshara. I'll quote the mantras in shlokas. In the same Upanishad, Dve vidye veditavye parachaiva, etc. That mantras in the first Mundaka, first section. There this famous mantra, Yathurnanabi srujate grunnate yatha pruthivyam oshate sambhavati yatha satah purushat yatha satakesha lomani tatha aksharat sambhavati iha vishwam. There aksharam is Brahma. In the 15th chapter, Dva vimau purusho loke ksharaschaksara evacha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutastho aksharam. Uttamah purushastvanyah paramatmetyudarutah yo lokatrayamavishya vibhartyavya ishvara. That order of reality which is beyond time is called Paramatma, Uttama Purusha. And that order of reality which is within the time, that which modifies, or what we call it Maya, is, or right word as I said, Prakriti, is also called as Akshara Purusha. So also Satya. Then the teaching is to understand that though there are two orders of reality, reality is only one. Understand? I am, with reference to my waking and dream state, I am the reality. the individual jiva. But the order of reality are two, the waking state as well as the dream state. I do experience. And since these two orders of reality are considered, that is Maya. As I said, you live cognitive. There is a notion, there is a perception, there is a conclusion that they are different. They are considered to be two realities. This one Jagat and another one is Ishvara. We don't say that. But when they say Bhagavan or God in heaven, that is their statement. But we conclude that he is in somewhere Vaikuntha or Kailas Loka or Goloka or Saket Loka, some Loka. And God in heaven, and that to heaven is up. Which up, I have a question. For us, when we are equator, you look at the globe, at equator up is this way. And North Pole up is this way. And South Pole up is this way. Which up? And therefore, they say, our cricketer also learned when they make a century, and they do like this. I don't know. And typical Bombaya is another god. They do namaskara like this. The Hindi movie namaskara, just like this. Half. And then they do kiss. I don't know why this they learn. This Bombayas have another way of looking at it. See, this look at the beauty of Indian culture. This wisdom we have, that it is only one reality. And that wisdom permeates in our culture, in our forms. We always do namaste. Namaste, to namaskar to you. And invariably, an Indian, when they do namaste, they will say some name of the God. Ram Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ganesh, Om Namah Shivaya, Hari Om, something. That means that Rama which is there in front of me, I bow down, Namaha. The other fellow also says that Rama which is in front of me, I bow down. That Rama. It's a cultural form. Namaste is an expression of the Vedic wisdom. All that is said in Upanishad, Isha Vasamidam Sarvam or Sarvam Khaludam Brahma, etc., or it is mentioned in our vernaculars, Akhila Brahmandama Ekatu Sri Hari, that is being given a form, given an expression in Namaste. A very aptly Puja Swamiji often used to say, you go to a remote village in India, talk to an old lady, uneducated, born before independence, no education, spend whole life in the village doing the daily chore and the farming the things. You ask her, where is God? She will say, everywhere. You ask these Adivasis, they will say everywhere. Only urbanite will say God in heaven. they will not say this. And only those beard fellows say Upar hai. Nobody says this. Anyway, coming back to this, to bring home the point, to make one understand this fact that though there are two orders of reality, but reality is one, those sentences which reveals this fact are called Mahavakyas. Please understand. What is Mahavakya? Which reveals that there is one and only one reality, in spite of having two orders of reality. Please understand, we are not dismissing the existence of second order of reality. When I say, for example, dream is mithya, I am not dismissing the existence of dream. I am not denying the fact. People take it that way. Exactly, that is called immaturity. A child, child, when says something and mother of no, that's not true. The child feels, they don't understand, they're dismissing. It sometimes just wants patient hearing from you. Similarly, we are not dismissing the second order of reality. We are not saying it is non-existence. I am talking about the order of reality, and that second order of reality is mithya, which I have told again, it is ontological. And the Vakya is famous Vakyas, Mahavakyas, Tattvamasi, or Sarvam Khaluidam Brahma, or Pragnanam Brahma, or Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. These all point out only one thing. That is, one non-dual reality has two orders of reality. And our rishis have done so much of analysis, so clear thinking. If you study properly, you have no choice but to understand the way it is. People don't study it properly, therefore they don't see it why it is. There's a whole methodology of understanding the meaning of Vakya. What does the exactly sentence mean? What is the whole meaning of different words? It may have few words. Sarvam Khaludam, everything is Brahman. And that's methodology yesterday I mentioned. I will just conclude. That is called Samanadhikarati. The technical definition is Bhinna Pravrutti Nimittanam Samana Vibhaktikanam Padanam Ekasmin Arthe Tatparyam Samanadhikarati. The words having different meaning, but they happen to be in a same case, vibhakti. And they, in spite of having different meaning, but happen to be in the same case, but they reveal the one object, same object, then the relationship between these two words is called Samanadhikaran. Generally, we have those adjectives and substantive. The relationship between adjective and substantive is called Samanadhikaran. When I say blue, big lotus, blue is a word which has a different meaning. Bhinna pravrutti nimittana. Big also means different. The word lotus also means something different. But all the three imply only one object. Therefore, in Sanskrit, they are in the same case. Neelam, Mahat, Utpalam. Neelam, Mahat, big, Utpalam, lotus. Neelam, Mahat, Utpalam. The words have Samanadhikaran. This is one type of Samanadhikaran when the relation is generally of adjective and substantive. But in a different Samanadhikaran, what is that Samanadhikaran? Bhada Samanadhikaran. What is Bhada Samanadhikaran? One word resolves into another. And that one word reveals the one object. Here the blue doesn't get resolved, big doesn't get resolved, lotus doesn't get resolved, but there can be one word which is resolved into another one. That means it as though stands negated. What is it? Our good old example. This snake is rope. This snake is. This is different. Though the snake and the rope are referring to only one object. When I said this snake is rope, this and snake have the same object, and rope also is referred same. But when you see the meaning, oh, this is rope, the snake gets resolved into the rope. It gets negated. Same is case with Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma. Everything is Brahman. That everything stands resolved or stands dissolved into Brahman. The reality of everything is Brahman. It is non-separate from Brahman. Here, one should understand. I repeat why I started with this word. Two orders of reality. When I say everything is Brahman, that doesn't mean I am saying this is not. When I say whole dream is me after waking up, it was me. But that in that statement, I am dismissing the dream. Dream gets sense resolved. It is not there. But not with the Jagat. People don't understand, and therefore so how can this world be there? I do experience. Yes, we experience. I am not dismissing this order of reality because the experiencer, the experienced object, and the very experiencer have the same reality, empirical reality, and it will continue because it is created by Bhagavan, not you. How this world is mithya? There is sukham, there is dukkham, there is success, there is failure, there is gain, there is loss. I accept this. And it will be there. Even after you know it is mithya, this will be there. You cannot say it is not there. Just to explain this hypothetical example, I am giving you hypothetical example. Suppose in a dream, Mr. X is there and Mr. Y is a guru. And Mr. Y guru tells to Mr. X, hey, this everything is you, the Swami. That X tells that Swami is whole dream is manifestation of that person, one individual. And suppose that fellow understands. But that doesn't mean that fellow will stop seeing the dream. Dream will continue till the dreamer decides, not he. You may see the fact. The person in the dream, suppose there is a guru and a shishya in a dream, and guru tells everything is one expression of one non-dual, that fellow who is sleeping in his bedroom, in air-conditioned bedroom. This is what you all see is mithya. Oh, I understand, and it should disappear. No. The snake will disappear. But for that fellow in the dream, Chela and Guru, dream will continue till that fellow decides to dissolve. So having known the world is mithya, the order of the reality of the world is mithya, doesn't mean world will disappear. This is cognitively you should know. Some people blabber this. In experience of Brahman, Brahmanubhava, there was a sakshatkar of Brahman, and when that sakshatkar took place, everything was nothing but consciousness, nothing could see. No, you better see. Otherwise, they will put you in Jamnagar hospital. Better you in some Thane hospital, Bombay. It is, see it, you cannot. This is something to be understood. It will not bring about the change in the outer world. Eyes will remain the eyes. Colors will remain the colors and the forms will remain the form. The fellow will continue to be normal person as he was or she was. That is not going to make any change in the perception, because the perception has empirical reality. Eyes have empirical reality, objects have empirical reality, mind has empirical reality, and the experience felt by the mind has equal empirical reality. You cannot say it is not. It is going to be there. You have to accept it. Only change is that you know the reality is not what it is taken to be. You let it be there. And you face it the way it has to be faced. If it is failure or success, deal with it. You have to handle it out and work it out. So, Aksharat Paratah Paraha. That is, Shruti is talking about second order of reality. And that second order of reality is within time. And the first order of reality is Aksharat Paratah Paraha. It is beyond. This Aksharam means Maya and Maya Karyam. And that is the very substratum of Maya. That being the case, it is the very substratum of the entire Jagat. And that is the reality. Aprano, Yamana, and therefore it is Shubhra. In this peculiar relationship, the second order of reality is called Mithya. Remember, second order of reality is Mithya, not Vastu is Mithya. Its reality is Mithya. The second order of the Jivatma's reality, namely the dream, is Mithya. I am not saying the experience per se while in dream is Mithya. This Jagrit Jagat is Ishvara Srishti. This body is Ishvara Srishti. As long as the Prarabdha is, body will continue. You have no choice but to live. You have no choice but to experience the world. Moment you wake up and see the world, you will have to go through it. This is going to be there. Let it be. And that is called moksha. What is moksha? That both, listen one step further, both order of reality is nothing but manifestation of one reality, and that is you. I am that reality. That is moksha. It's non-separate from me. I am that Satyam Gnanam Anantam Brahma. That is same reality manifest as me, so-called me. And that so-called me is notional. Is out of ignorance. It is non-separate from the first order of reality, which is the reality. Aksharat Paratah. And that way with de vedita way, parachaiva aparacha. And then aparavidya, he told, Rugvedo, Yajurvedo, etc., Shiksha, Kalpo, Jyotisham, Vyakaran, Miti, atha para, yaya tad aksharam adigamyate, by which you know the aksharam. This is paravidya. Yo paratah paraha. From this aksharam, that changing, that which is constantly modifying, that which is constantly undergoing change, it is beyond that order of reality. It is the very substratum of this order of reality. And that knowledge of this reality is Parabrahma. And that knowing which Sarvamidam Vignatam Bhavati, everything becomes as though known, that is this Vastu. Because it is non-dual reality. Okay. With this, we conclude this mantra. And I think I may have to stop today a little early, 10 minutes, but I have some meetings online at 9 o'clock. And the new mantra I will take up next week. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.